Hi, it's Matt from Ballast Point. Today I'm going to go through the process of getting something designed and approved and built, and particularly honing in on the design and the approval process. So here's a typical process to get projects to a DA. Start with pre-design, concept design, lodgement of a DA, and then after that we've got further documentation, pre-contract works, and then construction. Pre-contract works is getting the job effectively construction ready. So most projects start with a design consultation, and it's a paid service. The reason we do a paid service up front is because it enables us to do our research and give you good advice as to whether your project is feasible, and we found it's a really great starting point for most customers. Once you've done the design consultation, we can then proceed with a formal proposal to do the design work. And the first thing we do is connect you with a team. So you'll have someone in our office who you can always get in touch with, who's your central point of contact. They're the nominated project architect. They'll typically have a project assistant, and there'll also be a construction expert who advises throughout the design stage. And obviously they're overseen by our head of architecture. So the first thing that happens is we get a site survey by a registered land surveyor. We do our research. If we've done the design consultation, we've already done a lot of that research, so we credit that back in your proposal. But we get the project into 3D very quickly, and we start with a 3D model of the existing house and the existing property. We then proceed to a customer workshop where we work with you to really hone in and understand what it is you need. First question we ask is why you're doing the project. We want to understand, we want to unpack what it is that's going to make this project and this design successful for you. And the most important part of it that we do is the user journey. So we take you through your property, through your future property, and understand what your specific needs are and what the needs are of every user of that property, up and including the buyer of the property, if return on investment financially is your focus. We never lose sight of that. And then the reason we do that is that it helps us accelerate the process down the track. So doing that workshop with you early helps streamline the design process later, but it also connects you to our team. It helps you understand how we work. It helps us get a better understanding of who you are and what it is that you're trying to achieve and what those specific needs are. We carry your key objectives from that process throughout the project. They're actually on the wall behind me. Every project has a set of key objectives. We never lose sight of those. If your key objectives is financial return on investment, it's listed there and we're focused on it, and every decision we make is informed by that. Okay, then we launch into concept design, and we launch into it in 3D pretty quickly. So we want to give you a 3D model as quickly as we can so that you can take that home on your tablet or phone. You can walk through your property virtually, and you can get a real sense of the spaces and give us really good feedback about what you like, what you don't like. And we find that a lot of our customers love showing it to other people and sharing that with their family. And it's a really great, empowering process. Okay, so we've got a concept design. What happens next? We do a thorough budget review, because the last thing we want to do is prepare a set of DA documents, get the project approved by council, go through all of that, and then find that it's actually over your budget. We want to make sure that we track that. And it's not an absolute process. There is uncertainty in pricing, and you can't price something until you have a working design, but we do fact check all the way through. and we make sure that, particularly if budget is a key consideration, which it is for a lot of people, we track it. Okay, so if we're happy to proceed, we then create the development application. There's a lot of boring documents that go into it. There's a lot of work, and that takes some time and effort. So we want to make sure we get it right before we get to that stage. During the DA assessment, we're very positive with council. We work with them. We ask and we get meetings. We try and really be involved in that process as much as we can and understand what their frustrations are, what their limitations are, and we try and get on the same page. At the same time, if things are stalled, if things are done incorrectly, we're very quick to call that out, and if needed, escalate that with senior council management. And so the DA approval process is not an accident. It's a managed process that we put a lot of effort in. We set our timers so we know how much time's elapsed when you're within your rights to action it in a different way, whether it's through a land environment court application or otherwise. We track it very, very carefully, and we keep you informed all the way through. Okay, so if your DA is approved, what happens next? Okay, we review the project again, and what you have to be mindful of is that review process, that DA assessment process, I should say, can take up to 6 months, sometimes 9 months. That means maybe up to 12 months have elapsed from that initial workshop. We want to know what's changed for you, and also what's changed in the project, where negotiations with council have moved it, where it's no longer satisfying your needs. So we have a thorough check-in, we review the budget again, and we then from there we create a very detailed plan for the next phase. The next phase includes the fun things, as our architecture team calls it, selecting finishes, creating build-ready documents with setouts and with grid lines and all the things we need, and finishes, and we do all the joinery, detailed drawings. And then we create a plan to get your project build ready and get you to construction. So we create a program, we create a budget, we start getting quotes on your behalf, and we start putting it all together to get a construction certificate and get it site ready. Now, the thing that I'll tell you is we don't lock anyone into the construction phase, and you should never feel locked in. You can do one phase at a time all the way through. If you don't want to continue, there's no obligation, there's no penalties, you're free to take your drawings and do whatever you want with them. We can organise a tender for you. Having said that, most people come to us because we do the lot and we can manage all the way through, but I want to stress you're not locked in. If you do proceed with us, you'll sign a construction contract, and you will still have the same staff that you work with all the way through, but you'll also work with a project manager who will give you monthly budget and program updates and keep you in the loop, and we'll have weekly meetings. You'll always know what's happening and what the next step is and how far away it is. And we keep sight of those key objectives from the outset, referring to them as required. That's the end. Thank you so much. If you want to reach out, please go through our website, ballastpoint.com.au. You can, through the website, book a free online consultation with me. It doesn't matter what you need. We do all sorts of projects, and if it's not a project for us, we'll definitely know someone who can help you. So, and we handle a lot of property. We do a lot to point people in the right direction. Thank you so much, and I hope to chat to you soon.